Alright, well today we're on an inspection for a client who bought this home brand spanking new. She paid $450,000, I think she said, or $490,000. I'll get that number. But she said the contracts are vague and a lot of the stuff was verbal and a lot of stuff that she was promised didn't happen, and she's having a lot of problems with the house. So I just got here, talked to her, we're going to dig in, and this may become another contractor story. So buckle up, let's check it out. And so today, guess what we get to look at? The floor with my little laser pointer. I'm not going to use the magic laser today, but check this out. This is a brand new home, and I am seeing a very definite crown across the floor here and over there. And just to confirm it and make it visual for the report, we are going to do this. Now you see how that is a long red line, and you'll see that right there it gets tiny and then it disappears. So from the center of that walkway, you'll see that red dot right there. You'll see that it disappears and goes all the way to that wall. Right there. That's right where the center of the crown is. And as you've heard me say before, if you're going to be a good home inspector, you got to have blue balls. All right, check this out. And to confirm that there's a crown, the crown is literally right there. Put the ball there. Takes off that direction. I bet they weren't figuring on me catching this. Let me show you what's going on here. I can feel the drywall actually hitting against the studs. This whole wall moves and deflects. So I put my knee against it, and I'm pushing this entire sheet of drywall. So I decided to side light. You can see that right there is a screw pop, and that's a screw pop. But when I hit this, that whole drywall is hitting against the stud behind it. Walking around the house, it's like that everywhere. I came over to this wall in the living room. That whole sheet of drywall is loose. Let me show you the screws. There's no screws. We got one here. So that's a drywall seam. It's actually cracking. There's a screw there. Like there's almost no screws in this wall. Now if you look real close, you're going to see all the screw pops from this drywall moving. They're all over. Like literally every screw in this wall is popped. There's an inadequate number of screws. I mean, look at that. That entire wall, the drywall, just wobbles around. You can see they patched those, right? They patched over those nail pops. You can see the difference in the paint. And then if you look real close, those are still popping out. That is from deflection of the drywall itself. I mean, literally every screw in these walls is popping. Here on the other side, so this is kind of a duplex. This has an apartment on one side and a house on the other, but check out this wall. All right, we can see that there is a line of screws right here. But if I come over 16 inches, there are no screws on the next stud at all. Then I came over here, so there's a corner. I can't find a single screw in this wall. Not one. So my assumption is they screwed it on this corner, and that they screwed it across the top because I can see a tape line up there. But this one's actually the worst. Right there. I can feel this drywall hitting the stud like this behind it. This drywall's not even attached to the studs. And that's a big bunch of nope. Oh. All right, so I'm talking with the client right now, Lee, and she says that it was $492,000 she paid for this place. And it's really interesting when you hear her talk about it, because She was supposed to have an open attic that could be finished in a living space. They put the webbed trusses up there, so now they can't do that. And apparently she has a text message of him apologizing for making that little insignificant change and cheating her out of living space. It gets worse. The configuration, like I'm looking at the plans and the blueprints, and what they actually built is different. The basement door is in a different place, so she can't get the access to her, what she was going to use as her office. The bathroom is a different configuration. Like everything's different, so it's not working the way that she had planned to use the home. And then we're finding all these issues, like with the drywall, inadequate ground to siding clearance. Both of the front decks are sloped toward the house. The balusters don't, meet modern standards. The stairs are like, there's a lot going on here. Also, her wellhead definitely doesn't meet modern standards, and she's got a wellhead, I think, that might have 5 inches of clearance, so it's right next to the ground. That's not insignificant. So anyway, we're going to keep digging in, we're going to keep peeling this onion, and we'll see what we end up with.